I like you. Yeah, I do. Not as much as before, but yeah, I do. Same question.
Yeah, I do. Nothing has changed. I still see you like before that I came to his house. I only think of my friendship with Joanna.
I feel like I've been walked over and taken advantage of.
I think we just have to believe that Gigi Jasmine knows what she's doing.
Not even my enemies deserve that. I can't even imagine or fathom doing that to anybody, especially in front of their face. It's not nice. It doesn't feel nice.
After the long conversation with Thelma yesterday about the whole Victory and Gigi Jasmine situation with Gigi Jasmine, it's only expected that at this point in time, Gigi Jasmine would sit and then think about things and say, you know what, I'm not going to fall victim of the same issue again. But following the conversation that Gigi Jasmine and Victory had early this morning, I kept on praying as I kept on watching them talk. I said, God, God of Gigi Jasmine needs to stand up because this girl cannot fall a second time. Hey! Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lucy's Quick One, talking the Big Brother Naija show season 10. 10 over 10, no zero, no minus. 10 over love, 10 over confusion, 10 over bad blows, and everything in between. Ladies and gentlemen, this is more like an update from yesterday's video, where we had this very long conversation with Gigi Jasmine and Thelma Lawson as regards this person called Victory, right? And the summary of everything that Thelma Lawson was telling Gigi Jasmine to do yesterday was to play her game. So following the conversation that she had with Victory, I'm really hoping that she's playing her game. So early this morning, like past midnight, around some minutes to 1 a.m., Gigi Jasmine was talking with Victory. Cozy environment, weather was chilled, they were having a conversation. And then Victory was like, okay, let's talk about reality. Do you think that I am real? Do you think everything I'm doing here is real? And Gigi Jasmine, being the sweet person that she is, kept on saying, well, I think you are real. I think that, when it comes to reality, some people cannot just handle people's reality or who they are or their personalities, right? And that's why they collide. And I was like, hey, Gigi Jasmine, okay? So they kept on asking each other questions back and forth. The next thing, while I said, okay, this conversation might just be about the world and life, the next thing I heard Victory ask Gigi Jasmine is, do you like me? Gigi Jasmine was like, yeah, I like you. I said, you say what? She said,
I like you.
I said, you say what?
I feel shameful. Not as much as before, but yeah.
Okay. She asked him the question back and said, do you like me? And he was like, no, you don't get to ask me the same question. Long story short, he says, yes, I like you. I like you the same way I liked you from the first day I set my eyes on you. I said, okay, Gigi Jasmine. And they kept on having a conversation. That was when Victory brought up the name Joanna and said, what do you think about my friendship with Joanna? And she said, well, I think that, you are entitled to having somebody to talk to. You deserve that, right? And I don't think that it's a problem. I mean, it was a problem before, but now it's not a problem. And that the fact that I like you before, the way I like you now is different. So I think that we're all good. And then she doesn't want to go back to a situation whereby her son, when he finally gets to watch the videos of her being in the house, right, he will feel embarrassed by his mom's actions. So she's trying to tread carefully. Was like, okay, they cracked one or two jokes and that was it. And then I was just praying for her. Later on, Gigi Jasmine called Sultana and she's like, Sultana, see, we just had a conversation right now, myself and Victory, and he says he still likes me the way he likes me at the beginning. Sultana was like, I hope you did not fall for it. And she was like, nah, I'm good. I said, Gigi Jasmine, are you good though? Are you good though? I don't want nobody to come and be crying to Big Brother and say, Biggie, the canoe was shaking. I enter the canoe again though. Hey. And Sultana was like, see, you have to guard yourself. I like the fact that the conversation ended. That's Gigi Jasmine and Victory ended the way it did, and everybody moved their separate ways. And then Victory was over at Joanna's place, helping her with her leg and everything. And then Gigi Jasmine went to bed, and that was it.
Some people just don't deserve the goodness that you bring. I intend to pull back from the people that have hurt me. It's easier said than done. Still be a nice person, but to those that deserve my kindness.
Now moving over to later today, Gigi Jasmine had a diary session with Big Brother where she was able to address the whole situation, especially with the fact that Victory is interested in her friend Sultana. So she's there in her diary session and she's talking to Big Brother about how she feels about all the things that are happening, especially with the fact that Victory is moving on to her friend, and her friend is entertaining the advances right in her very before, like in front of her, and she just goes on crying and talking about the fact that her friends, that's the likes of Denari and every other person that has seen this happen, is saying that this is not okay. It's very disrespectful. She feels very hurt. She mentioned again that she does not want her son to see her being treated this way and feel like his mom did not stand up for herself, right? And she just kept on talking, and Big Brother was like, so what do you want to do now? And she says she wants to cut off these people involved and just try to like focus on her game. And I was like, girl, I just really hope that you can, because she kept on saying that being a nice person, being a kind person is hard. I can say that personally. I've been through not the same situation, but I understand what it feels like to be kind and to be nice and to be taken advantage of because you're like that. And at the end of the day, you just have to like stand up for yourself. And looking at the fact that this is a game, like things are not so real. So if somebody who claims to be around you, somebody like Sultana has been around you and she's making you feel like this, is it that you address it with her and tell her to change her ways, or you just take yourself out of that situation? Because a lot of housemates have found themselves in a bit of triangle or that kind of drama, and they've been able to take themselves out of it. We have the likes of, I think, Doris with Mide and Doris with Dede and Kola taking herself out. Even Thelma Lawson was talking about the fact that at first when she came into the house, she was close with Brad Morgan, but when she saw that he was going towards Mide, she pulled herself out of that situation. The same thing with Mide. There was Isabella, and there was Kaikomi. When Mide saw the way things were going, she pulled herself out of that situation. Like, you can always be cordial with somebody and not necessarily have to be like close with them in the house and have other people to talk to. Luckily for Gigi Jasmine, she still has the likes of Denari as a friend, and there are other people that you can talk to. Because honestly, it's just weird. Honestly, whether it's a game or not, it's just weird. And I really hope that Gigi Jasmine can stop being hurt and focus on the game, just like Thelma Lawson has told her to be.
I never want my child to grow up and look back on these clips and be like, what was my mother doing?
I understand that it's not easy to like somebody and then just discard the feelings like that, right? But because Thelma Lawson has sat this girl down and said, girl, play your game, I'm only hoping that at this point in time, Gigi Jasmine is playing her game and her head is in the game and there is no distractions anymore. I really do hope that way. I know she was having a conversation with Denari when Denari was like, I like you, and she was like, oh, okay, and he was like, I like you as a friend, and she was like, oh, okay, and all of that. But I need this lady's head to be in the game and to be focused, right? Now, moving on to talking about focus. Yesterday, I was a bit emotional because of somebody's diary session, and that's the diary session of Ortega. It was talking about the fact that, most of his closest pals had left the show. That's Ibu Fubara, Dambuski, and most importantly, Sabrina.
How are you? Trying not to cry at the moment. I didn't think it was this strong, but it is very strong. And I used to call her the pretty girl with all the pencils. Yeah, I miss her a lot.
He was very close to tears and talking about the fact that he was hiding his emotions from Sabrina. He didn't try to commit to anything because he was just trying to understand the game and everything, and that he regrets that he didn't spend more time with her. In as much as he was saying all of these things, I felt like this girl is not, I don't know, sometimes the way these guys talk, they talk as if the show, the house, that's the end. Anybody that leaves is dead, right? That kind of thing. And Big Brother was like, see, I'm telling you, you always see her outside the show. And he was like, I really just regret not spending more time with her. And for him, he just believes that when it comes to the Big Brother Naija show, in as much as he's playing his game, he's also here for self-development. But the way he kept on talking about Sabrina and everything, got me quite emotional too. But I was like, okay, I just really hope that you are focused on this game. Now, moving on to this very interesting personality that people have been asking about, Zita. Zita's head is back in the game. For all those who have been watching the show, you know that this lady is more like the snake. She does things in the house, like remove somebody's property from one place to another, losing people's shoe ties, shoelaces, pours toothpaste on people's blankets and stuff like that. So she was telling Big Brother that, yeah, she was very taken aback at the fact that her guy, Dambuski, left the show, but right now she's going back to being her snaky thing, and she's going to be doing that. She doesn't know if she's going to stay till after Sunday, so she might pull 1 or 2 stunts. And Big Brother was like, how are you going to pull it with your leg? And she was like, don't worry, Big Brother, I got you. So I think that this lady is playing her game, and because, you know, people would like to see the antics that she'll be up to, she probably might just still stay in the house. Another update will be that of Emisi.
I won't even get afraid by because do your mouth in there. Can you do my neck?
Oh no, I'm not. That time is already happening. Kola is there to help you. Saint is there to help you. Denari.
Me and Faith are not talking anymore. Denari is a betrayer.
Is a betrayer. Okay.
I think I want to call this girl another type of underdog because the game that she's playing. So she has created this kind of bubble, this kind of friendship with the guys. She has stopped talking to Faith based on the fact that, you know, they're not talking. I think she feels like he disrespects her a lot and stuff like that. But she has created this friendship with K-Bobo. She has created this sibling-ship with Kola, created this love-ship with Jason J. And the list goes on, even with Victory. And I'm just looking at the way she's always acting very naive. Yet she's like getting to the hearts of these guys in one way or the other. So at the end of the day, I feel like the game that she's playing is one whereby they would not see her as a threat. Instead, they will see her as someone that, let's not take her seriously. And then she will go far in the game. Because listening to her conversation with K-Bobo yesterday or early this morning, they just kept on laughing and they just kept on jesting. And I just kept on seeing how calculated this girl is. And I'm like, this girl is really playing her game. Now, still talking about the house and the punishments that Big Brother wanted to met out on some of the erring housemates. We had the likes of Isabella and Doris as well as Sultana. They had their punishments. Big Brother gave them rice and beans mixed together and asked them to separate them. I know that Doris was crying at some point because I don't know whether she was crying because of the punishment or because she didn't win the task, but she was crying and everybody was talking about it, right? But at the end of this morning, like early this morning, like around 2 a.m., they had all finished their punishments and submitted their punishments back close to the head of house seat on the counter, right? And then everybody just moved on to living their lives and doing all of that. Today is a brand new day. It's going to be different. I mean, we're looking forward to the pool party to see what's going to happen. And that early this morning too, I saw Kola trying to talk to Dede on her bed, and I was like, oh well and good. Let's just keep on seeing or watching how this whole drama unfolds. One thing I do not want us to forget is that these guys are all playing a game, and to the best of my knowledge, I think that so far they have been entertaining the audience. So I believe that by the end of the week, Big Brother would be able to like accord them another amount of money to add to their current amount of money, which is about 17.5 million naira. And but for that phone that he brought into the house, till now that phone has still not rung yet. I don't know why the phone is not ringing, but I think it will ring anytime soon. However, guys, in all that I have said, I really want to know what you think about Gigi Jasmine and Victory. Do you think she's going to fall for him back, or do you think that her head is in the game? I got you more right here on this channel. Till next time, remember to enjoy every moment. Bye.